I know. I was late. Sorry. 3 minutes.
Delay a game. So
the football season's over for everyone, huh? No teams are left.
Well,
End of the season.
There's two.
Nope. Everybody's going home.
So I'm sorry. Sorry. That's tough.
What do you know about sorry?
I mean, we lost to a division rival in the wild card round because we gave up 25 points in the fourth quarter. So I would say that our loss was pretty bad too.
We gave up 10 points.
The Raiders are just as good as the Patriots is what I found out this week. So
that's true. Okay.
Raiders to the Super Bowl.
Today will be my therapy session, and you're all doctors.
We're talking about his mom. Oh, baby. We here.
We're still.
You're in the right direction. Welcome to another edition of the Grossi Perna Show. I'm Tom Grossi. That's Brandon Perna. And this is GP. So I just got one question. Sean Payton, you ever think about just kicking a field goal?
No.
Apparently he did not.
He did not.
Yeah, we got a lot to talk about. Obviously, the two championship games were played yesterday. We got the Seahawks and Patriots, who will be in Super Bowl 60. So that is a rematch from nearly 11 years ago, which is
they skipped over the real rematch that was supposed to happen. It was supposed to be Broncos Seahawks, and then the following year Seahawks Patriots.
That's fair
because that's what we had.
Yeah,
honestly,
it might have been the same result.
I'm a little relieved Denver does not have to play Seattle. Although I would feel pretty good about the Broncos defense going up against Seattle's offense, because in that championship game against New England, that might have been the Broncos' best defensive performance really of the season. So
they showed up.
Who knows?
I do want to ask you, we'll obviously jump into that game. The number one question is, and I got crap for this even in my own chat. Early on in that game, Sean Payton has an opportunity, and obviously hindsight, the whole 9 yards, to kick a field goal.
Yeah.
What was your thoughts? Because for me, I'm like, I understand being aggressive here, but man, you got a backup quarterback in the AFC Championship game, and then they never scored again. We didn't know that at the time, but what are your thoughts when they're going for it on fourth down when they're in chip shot field goal range?
Yeah, there's two things. Three things. First
things first. I'm the realist.
Oh my God, dude. First thought.
There we go. We got it.
Fuck. That was my first thought.
There.
Second thought is
Grossi Show Network.
I didn't like the play call there.
No.
That was the issue. And Sean did a good job explaining that after the game. And he said, so what happened was they're lining up to run the 4th and 1 play. And then I believe the Patriots called the timeout. And the look they had, the Broncos initially had a run called. He said, then we switched it to this play based on the front they were showing. We liked the look there. He's like, but we probably should have just stuck with our original play call in that situation. It's 4th and 1. It wasn't like it was a long one, but I think in that situation, you just line up, you man up, and you run the quarterback sneak. I know you got a backup QB who hasn't done it a ton. I think that's just like, that's how you do it. But beyond that, I am a take the points guy in certain game scenarios. If you're playing a primetime Thursday night game against a division rival, I'm telling you, take the goddamn points.
Take the points.
If it's a playoff game and you know the weather is already cold, and we talked a little bit about it in the recap. It's like, well, at that point, they didn't know that, the second half was going to be a snow globe. Actually, they did. It was very heavily predicted that in the middle of this game, there is a snow front moving through. Like, I saw 2 different weathermen talking about that shit. So we knew the conditions were going to get worse. Playoff football, you're down there, and I know, like, offensive coaches, they're going to want to be aggressive. They're going to want to go for it.
Sure.
And there is a tweet by Andrew Mason I'll show in a minute that kind of like plays into the analytics of it a little bit, but it's you got to go for it. You got to go for you got to take those points. You kick those 3, you're up 10-0, and you also have to think about you're going against Mike Vrabel. You're going against a defensive guy. How do those guys coach and play? They play conservatively. Factor that in as well. And that wasn't the only opportunity missed, to be fair to Sean Payton. And I think the thing that's so annoying, especially like when you're streaming through those games, and I get like complaining and bitching about coaching in the moment. I do it. Sean Payton's play calling sometimes drives me crazy, but it switches from Sean doing a tremendous job to get this Broncos team to the championship game.
Sure.
He is maybe him and Bo Nix, but he's the most responsible. He bears the most weight for turning this organization around. Everything has gotten better for this team since he arrived. They moved on from Russ Wilson. They got into the wild card last year. They got to the championship game this year. He has hired helped hire the correct coaches. Mm-hmm. So like going from him making a bad call on that play to we got to fire this guy. This guy sucks. And you guys deal with that. You dealt with it a little bit with like LaFleur and
sure.
Some things. That part drives me nuts as a fan because and I don't know who's saying that. Is that actual Broncos fans? Or those just trolls? Or those people just overreacting? Like, I don't know, but you hear enough of it. You're like, chill. Okay. Like, yeah, it sucks. That was a shitty call, but he's the reason Denver is where they are. And then also Bo Nix. You saw how important Bo Nix was.
Dude.
To that offense.
Well, and I think the thing that was frustrating, but also a little surprising in the first half, like they were running the ball pretty effectively, right? Because that was one of the reasons why I picked the Patriots, because I go, listen, you got Jarret Stidham in there. I don't know how he's going to play. You don't have a run game to rely on, right? J.K. Dobbins obviously was not playing. And, that's a big deal. He's been out for quite some time. I thought maybe you can get him back for the championship game, but you've seen it throughout these playoffs, even just like you go recency bias. How many teams did not take the freaking points, right? The Bears last week, they're another team where it's like, man, you just take those points. The Packers tried to take the points and that didn't work out, but McManus just couldn't hit it. And I understand like there were missed field goals, by both teams in this game, right? That obviously were incredibly crucial. But there are times where it's like, all right, man, like you just got to take what's in front of you. And the context of being larger than the game going, man, I don't know how many opportunities we're going to get to be down here. But at the same time, Stidham throws that beautiful ball, right? That gets them down there. They eventually score a touchdown. I think it's like a play or two right after. And you're like, oh, okay, like this, maybe Stidham's going to be able to rock today.
Yeah.
But then there was really no more deep shots. I think you saw a lot of similar play calling that you saw all year from the Broncos. Oh, it's a screen pass. Oh, they're throwing behind the line. Oh, and they really, after that half, their offense, similar to last week, they just could not put points on the board. It really came down to this is when you're in the fourth quarter. You need a Bo Nix to Marvin Mims, exactly what he was able to do against the Bills last week. And that could have been the difference maker. But yeah, some points, man, you just kick the freaking field goal.
Yeah, kick the field goal. And so like Andrew Mason tweeted this about like what Denver was doing before that play. And the Patriots had 12 yards of offense at that point. And some people want to look at this and say, right here, this is the evidence to support Sean Payton going for it in that situation.
Sure.
Like, your offense is playing well, your defense is lights out, be aggressive and attack there. Because if you do go up 14, game's probably over.
It's
what it doesn't factor in is if you go up 10, the game's probably over there. Honestly,
it's minimally tied, you know,
and
like
I think like you can look at all these things and you can talk about the probability and I look, I agree with analytics and using it to help you make the best decisions, but that it cannot actually compute feeling and situation. And I know that might sound like stupid, but I think the hindsight feeling was, I
was just learning to love.
That was bad. Yeah. It can't account for that. And it's like those little things that, and they say, no, it factors in everything. I don't think it does. And
you touch on this, man. And I that has to be, I hope that that's not lost in this. Obviously, it's disappointing, right? You know, losing the AFC Championship game. But holy cow, did that Broncos defense play lights out? Like, they were phenomenal yesterday. And this is something that people were giving Drake Maye crap for. And they were just like, oh, this is showing that the Patriots are not really that good. But this is now the third really good defense that they have played in a row. And Drake Maye got sacked again 5 times, right? It was 15 sacks in 3 freaking weeks. Yeah. Probably going to get sacked more, you know, when he's playing up against the Seahawks. But I think that performance by Maye, at least able to just persevere and just keep it moving, man. I mean, dude, there was 3 whole points scored in the second half, and that was the game changer. That was scored in the third quarter? Mm-hmm. It's the Broncos defense, man. That was pretty damn fantastic. So it's something to hold on to.
It was let's see here.
Also, Coy with a 69er.
Woo!
Nice. Can't describe how happy I am. Season's been magical, and the two of you have made it even better. I love you both. Go Hawks, and you know what clip to play. Oh, I got you. Oh, it's a 69er. Oh, I got you. Hold down. I gotta.
Where are you, Clippy? Oh my God.
I gotta scroll up here. I gotta find it. Hold down. Get out my glasses.
Oh, you fat with a 3. Yes, I just said that. That is that man's name. Don't tweet at me.
Don't tweet at me.
This is my future, Brandon.
Hey, what's up, man? How you doing? Good. Shoo, 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 shoo. Shots, explosive.
So I got that to look forward to. Go ahead.
They snuck that in on Championship Sunday.
Oh, trust me, I know.
Oh yeah, we'll get him in now. Yeah, it was really. So Drake Maye through the air, did nothing really impressive. One of those big plays was a freaking flea flicker too. But where he made a difference was running the football, and that set up the Patriots field goal.
Yes.
You know, a big run on the field goal for New England. He, I think, maybe converted a 4th and short. They reviewed it.
That was the one where he was doing the Scooby-Doo run where he literally was just like running and like his feet were barely even touching the ground. I think he got there with that second effort. But to your point, when he called game at the end of that, right? Like that's a run where he just catches the edge and then just leans forward and is able to get that first down. But this is exactly what happened in the Chargers game, right? The Chargers game, he had a couple of really big runs that set up that offense when they really couldn't move the ball or they were turning the ball over. Yeah. And that was also a big difference here today, too, is that even though Drake Maye got sacked 5 times again, he wasn't turning the ball over. And because if they did against that Broncos defense, they probably lose this football game.
Yeah, and it was after the big run by Drake and he converts that 4th down, the Denver defense still held there. They held New England to a field goal.
Yeah.
So at least even after all that, they still gave the Broncos offense a chance and they didn't score. after the Sean Payton decision, that was one issue. But then right before halftime, Will Lutz had a chance, a 54-yarder. He misses a field goal. That's problem number 2. But the big one was Jarret Stidham in that backwards pass fumble thing.
Yes.
And the only touchdown that the Patriots scored came after that turnover.
Correct.
And it's because they were gifted incredible field position. And that was a play where, like, Jarret, I think maybe it was Chase Daniel was saying that there was a miscommunication, that Stidham was killed the play and that Harvey in that situation didn't hear him. So it looked like a screen was trying to be set up and the running back didn't really know that they were trying to set it up or some shit. It was a blown play. In that situation, if Bo Nix is back there, I think he throws it away there. He smartly just gets rid of the football. Stidham was waiting for it to happen. And by the time he realized that the play was dead, he just pushes the ball out, right?
Yeah.
And it results in catastrophe. But and it's a bad play by Stidham. That's also one of those things, like, when you don't you don't start a football game for over 2 years.
Yeah.
Those are the types of plays that you can't really prepare for, right? You talked about him hitting that deep pass to Marvin Mims. In that moment, I'm like, oh yeah, he's going to be ready to go. He's going to make a few more throws. He's good. But through the course of the game, as the game changes, it's those moments that you just can't really be prepared for unless you've been out there getting those reps. And it's really hard to put that on Stidham because in that situation, it's fucking tough, man. Playing in the championship game for quarterbacks who have started all season is tough. It was tough for Drake Maye, who's played every snap this year for New England. So I hate to put it on Stidham because it's not fair, but that was the third play that, like, if we could just get one of those 3 back, maybe this game's different. But then you ask yourself, like, do we want to be going to the Super Bowl?
What are you doing in the Super Bowl? I mean,
do we want to?
Again, what kept you in it's your defense, right?
Yeah.
Like, the defense is what is keeping the Broncos in these games because that has been their bread and butter all season. And even when you had Bo Nix back there, right? There was plenty of times where we've seen this 10-7 result before, right? So I think that you have a championship caliber defense, and that's something to be like, okay, we can rest our head on that. And then it's, where you got to improve, right? You need a more established run game. You need another wide receiver to actually, be able to get open and catch the football. That would be nice.
That's kind of the untold story there. Troy Franklin didn't play with his hamstring. I mean, I'm sure he would have dropped a ball anyway in this game, but he did not play. That's not fair to Troy. Troy scored the only touchdown against the Bills in the playoffs last year. So if we had Troy, we would have fucking won. Pat Bryant made it back from concussion,
and then got hurt
first quarter with a hamstring injury. So we lose 2 of our receivers in that game. Marvin Mims, though, showed why, like, he probably should be the number 2 receiver anyway. But outside of that, well, the real issue was
incredible
in the receivers is the timing was just a little off. Like, there's also something you need game reps, you need practice reps with the ones out there because it was just some of those guys when they're breaking and getting their head turned around to find the football, like it's already coming. It was a little off. And I think maybe had Stidham, gotten, like, let's just say Bo Nix missed 2 games this season with like a sprained ankle or something, and Stidham got to start there. If he was able to develop just some of that shit with those receivers, maybe that's a difference in this game. What I will warn the Seahawks about is the Patriots also have a championship caliber defense right now. They were
got a good defense.
They were very good. They got the most impressive thing New England did against Denver was they made the Broncos offensive line look average, slightly above average. This is a line that is dominated, but I think
it's one of the best in the league.
Bo Nix back there and Jarret Stidham, you saw what Bo has done to mitigate pressure. We've seen him extend plays all season long, rolling out, buying time. Stidham didn't have that, and it was a testament to the Patriots defensive front just blowing up our line, both in the run and in pass protection. So that was a real issue.
When Stidham was under pressure, he panicked. You know what I mean? Like it was like, oh God, like I gotta run. And it's exactly what you said. They are ranked as one of the best, if not the best offensive line this season. And the Patriots pass rush, which got a lot of crap heading into these playoffs, but then they get Milton Williams back and they look pretty good against the Chargers. You're like, well, it's the Chargers offensive line. Then they look pretty good against the Texans. You're like, well, it's the Texans offensive line. Well, now here's 3 games in a row where that pass rush has looked pretty damn good. You know, and they're going to have a really tough test against a good Seattle offensive line too. But yeah, man, I mean, the Patriots definitely deserve some credit there. It was an ugly, close game, but you know, they were also pushing because there was that one that there was 2 really bad punts at the end of that game. But there was one by the Patriots, was the first one where you guys started on the 33-yard line of New England. You lost 2 yards on that drive, and then you missed the field goal. You know, like that's
blocked.
just
It did get blocked.
Get blocked, yes. That one got tipped. Yes.
That was just a great play by freaking Leonard Taylor.
Yep. Just gets his hand up there. Was that 93, 91, somewhere in there? Yeah. Michael, did Vikings make a mistake letting Sam Darnold go? I don't think that they were going to give him a contract because
yes, they did.
They needed to see JJ McCarthy.
They fucked up bad. They fucked up bad.
That's fair, man.
He's going to the Super Bowl. Of course they made a mistake.
That sucks for them.
I don't care if JJ McCarthy eventually wins him a Super Bowl. In this moment, it's a mistake.
Yeah, so you were giving some props to the Patriots. Does this change your opinion of the Patriots after playing them? Or you're just like, oh no, like I think it's because I don't think they're getting blown out in the Super Bowl. I think it's gonna be a close game.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be an ugly game. I think one of the most fascinating matchups will be Christian Gonzalez and JSN. And the Broncos were working Gonzalez early.
Yeah.
There's Mims who got behind him on that big catch. Sutton got behind him in the end zone. That was just because like there was too many guys to cover there. They didn't really the defense didn't communicate who should be where properly there.
Correct.
But then later in the game, he got the pick and he was lights out. So I think that matchup will be fascinating. I think they will get more pressure on Darnold than the Rams did. And the Rams sacked Sam Darnold 3 times in that game as well. And the Seahawks, they didn't run the ball particularly well against LA. Kenneth Walker scored on that opening drive, but like ultimately they held him to like 3.3 per carry. So Darnold had to really throw his way to victory there. So it'll be interesting to see how that matchup really actually like goes down.
I think it's gonna be a fun Super Bowl. Like I do think it's gonna be a good matchup.
The Patriots are good. They earned their spot there. They went through the teams that, you know, they were scheduled against in the regular season. But like when you win 3 playoff games, like anybody trying to like shit on the Patriots, it's just a coping mechanism at this point. And I understand. If the Broncos had lost to the Patriots with Bo Nix starting, then I would probably have different levels of animosity towards New England this morning. So
yeah, not wrong. Before we jump into the NFC Championship game, let's just do some news around the league. The offensive coordinator for the Jacksonville Jaguars, it's Grant. What is his name?
Udinsky. Udarami.
Udinsky.
What is it?
Udinsky. Udinski.
I was right there.
He dropped out of the Browns head coach. And again, like there's probably a couple things that are going on here. Like they might think they're not getting the job, what have you. But just to see these headlines happen over and over again, and be like, yeah, another coach pulled out from the Cleveland Browns. They don't want to do it. It's just a little amusing. 1.
Yeah.
2, speaking of Phillip Rivers, the first time he's pulled out of anything, he pulled out of the Bills head coaching gig too. So he is not going to be the next head coach of the Buffalo Bills. So there you go, Bills fans. And then, of course, yes, the Packers did hire Jonathan Gannon as their defensive coordinator. If they waited 1 day more, maybe they could have talked to Jim Leonard. But apparently they did not. They were worried because Gannon had other interviews. And so they wanted to potentially get that deal done. So he didn't go to a different team. I feel okay about it. I don't feel like excited. There's parts of it that excite me. In 2022, they led the league with 70 sacks with Jonathan Gannon. And it's like, okay, obviously he has different personnel than he had in Arizona than he does in Green Bay. But I would have liked to at least talk to Leonard. But then again, they've already talked to him before. It was years ago. But I don't know. I'm a little whelmed.
Yeah, that's fine. Are you as whelmed as Tree is right now? This happened. Was this Saturday that McCarthy was hired?
Yes. You know how I know it happened Saturday? Because I was like, you know what? This is my first Saturday that I don't have to work since early December. Maya, let's go out to lunch. We got the tragic news that one of our favorite restaurants is closing next week. And we're like, let's go and let's eat there. I sit down, Brandon, and I check my phone and McCarthy gets hired. So yep, that happened on Saturday. Yeah. I have plenty of thoughts on this. You want to answer that question and then you can give your thoughts?
I think the current OT rules are a player health risk. Asking players to play an extra quarter of playoff football is insanity. No.
I mean, the best way to settle it.
Yeah, I think I think the overtime rules for the playoffs are on the lowest rung of the totem pole and things you should worry about for player safety. Yeah, I'm not. I've never even thought of that.
Yeah.
If you want to make an argument for that in the regular season, fine. But
yeah, it's true.
As somebody who has now had the Broncos score first in overtime and then have to defend it afterwards, yeah, I don't even know if I like it. I don't even know if I have an opinion on it, if I'm being honest. I like it when it helps my team. I fucking hate it when it hurts them. There we go.
That's tandem. There you go. Yeah. So, Perna, what do you think about the Steelers hiring Mike McCarthy?
Honestly, this is what I think of it. Had they fired Mike Tomlin, I think this would have been a tough pill to swallow.
Okay.
They didn't choose to move on from Tomlin. Tomlin chose to step away from coaching, right?
Fire me, I quit.
Seems like he doesn't want to coach at this moment.
Yeah.
Now maybe they mutually agreed behind closed doors, but I don't think that's how the Steelers roll. I don't think that's how they roll. So knowing that Tomlin left them, I think this is a very suitable Mike Tomlin replacement.
That is a very good way to put it.
I think it gets the Steelers right back where they were. Maybe you got a little bit of upside with Mike McCarthy. I don't know. Maybe. Mostly I think it's funny because I know Steelers fans thought that they might get something different. But for the Steelers, in terms of a coaching hire, this is very different. This is outside of the box for them in terms of how they usually hire their coaches. Tomlin was a young, kind of unknown defensive guy when he came in.
I know, and that's what they should have done here. That's what they should have done. Jesse, just comparatively in the AFC North, I love that Minter signing to Baltimore. I really, really like that. I think that is a great fit, right? And the issue that I have here, and I talked about this, Mike McCarthy's not a bad coach.
No.
However, I think he is bad for this situation because I think he's a good enough coach that he's going to drag whatever the hell that roster looks like to 8 to 9 to 10 wins. And then they're just in this loop that they've been in nonstop. And they're not going to be able to get their franchise quarterback. They're going to be drafting around the same spot like that. And I think you take a flyer on a coordinator who hasn't been a head coach and go, hey, if we suck for a couple seasons, but we see some bright spots, cool. Yeah, that's my concern, that this is just going to put them back in the same exact position that they've been in for the past 7 years.
I kind of disagree.
That's great.
And I will explain why when I finish responding to urinating tree.
It's literally a tree.
Yeah.
Just get him on here. That's it. McVay's post-game presser, he called the failed fourth down play lucky and a fortuitous bust from the defense, not very graceful. I honestly didn't even see that.
I didn't see. I think we can talk about the fourth down play for the Rams too.
Yeah, we'll talk about
Booger McFarland actually criticized them for not kicking 3 points there.
I did too. God, it's fine. We'll talk about
that. That's a tougher call in my opinion, but we'll get to that. Here's why I don't think Mike McCarthy will actually be the same as Tomlin. We don't know who Mike McCarthy is as an NFL head coach without a good quarterback.
That's fair.
Right? Like he went from Aaron Rodgers to Dak Prescott. And
sure, he might be still with Aaron Rodgers.
Now, yes, possibly an older Aaron Rodgers.
If they bring back Aaron Rodgers, then I'm sorry. Steelers fans have every right to scream at the top of their lungs into the void.
That is fair. I think Tomlin has done something that's very impressive, and that's make the Steelers a winning football team post Ben Roethlisberger. And he has done it with a hodgepodge of quarterbacks, right? Including Aaron Rodgers this season. McCarthy, I'm not sure who he is with a bad he might just be a bad fucking coach with a bad quarterback. He might be
we did see Brett Hundley
11 team. I hope he's not, because at this point, I think like Mike McCarthy's gone through enough criticism where I'm rooting for him to be really good late in his coaching career. And he seems, he is a coach I would like to play for.
Brandon, I think he's a good coach, and that's the problem. I think he's going to be too good for this like transitional period for them to be in a spot where because you and I agree, they need to suck. And I understand what you're saying too, because let's just say they suck for 2 seasons, right? Under McCarthy, then he might be the guy that's all right, he's building that foundation. And then, you're going to have some consistency in coaching. I can totally get on board with that. I just don't know if we're going to get that period. I don't know.
There's no way to know if the Broncos win with Bo Nix in the game, right? Because if he's playing in that game, maybe he doesn't even hit that deep ball to Marvin Mims early. Everything can go different. But yes, I do think the Broncos will win that game with Bo Nix. I think I would base it just on the fact that he's faster than Jarret Stidham. We got hyped up with Jarret Stidham's high school dual threat speed coming into this game, but he got chased down a couple times. He got chased down. I think Bo Nix
high school speed, not NFL speed.
Yeah, I think maybe the difference is just like Drake Maye had 65 or 68 rushing yards. I think Bo Nix has 50 to 60 rushing yards in that game. Good. And that's just the difference. But we would never know.
We'll never know.
Anyway. But yeah, Tree and the Steelers, good luck. Good luck.
Yeah, it's going to be tough, man. I mean, I think McCarthy's really excited to go to Pittsburgh, right? Homecoming, a whole 9 yards. And I do think he is going to do a good job. I just think that maybe too much of a good job for these first couple of seasons. And I think that ultimately is just going to put him in the same spot. That's, I think, your biggest concern if you're a Steelers fan, right? Yeah. You move on from Mike Tomlin to a coach who's going to bring you that consistency, what have you. But consistency has been the problem in Pittsburgh because they've been consistently average, right? They've been doing just enough. And that's
consistently above average. But I think, so you mentioned Phillip Rivers pulled his name out of the Bills head coaching job. Now, maybe that's just Rivers going, you know what? I don't know if I want to do head coaching right now. But maybe Rivers is the Bills are not the team I want to take a swing at head coaching for. And I think what we saw from the Bills and their ownership, that press conference and everything, and I don't know if this is true, but after that press conference, the Bills as a destination to go coach for took a hit. And
just a little bit.
Rivers is a wild card there. So I'm not even I'm not trying to say that it definitely is Buffalo, but if Rivers really wants to be a head coach one day, I don't know why you would say no to going and coaching Josh Allen. right? Like the one thing you've got there is Josh Allen.
Are we just real quick, are we collectively out of our minds? If you're the Buffalo Bills, I love Phillip Rivers. If you hired Phillip Rivers, you shouldn't own a football team. You shouldn't be running a football team.
I don't know about that.
No. Brandon Perna, you do not fire Sean Hold on.
Well, yeah,
you do
don't
not fire Sean McDermott because you're like, we need to win right now. And then bring in a former quarterback who has never coached in the NFL to go, yeah, we got a 2-3 year window to try to win. There's no shot. There is no shot on God's green earth. Like, you need somebody with at least some experience that is good because you're trying to win right now. Yeah. This isn't a rebuild. This isn't a like, oh, let's figure it out. You know, we got this long runway. No, this is we need to win right now with Josh Allen so he's not crying in the locker room and your owner's in his face going, well, that was a catch.
Yes.
Sorry, just Bills frustrated me.
If Phillip Rivers had 2 children, I would agree with you. But this is a man who spent 20 years managing chaos and being an NFL quarterback. I think coaching for Phillip Rivers would be an easier job than he's had for the last 2 decades. I think he's the one person who can look at being a head coach and go, you know what? That's a little vacation from life, my friend.
Because I agree with you in the sense of like, man, whoever gets to be the coach, you get Josh Allen as your quarterback, right? Like that's already going to make your job significantly easier. Now, your GM / president / also, you know, owner of the team, they're probably not going to make your job easy. But
no, I agree with you in principle.
You can't go with someone with absolutely zero experience because
but they were thinking about it.
I know, and that's the problem.
He took that pressure off of him. Maybe he respects Josh Allen that much. He's like, you know what? Dadgummit, next time, buddy.
Go be an offensive coordinator. Go be a QB coach. You know, like rise through the ranks. And I have no doubt that Phillip Rivers can do that, and he probably could be a good coach. Like that, it's nothing against Phillip Rivers. This is just like, hey, for this exact situation, if Phillip Rivers was hired as the head coach for the Pittsburgh Steelers, that would make more sense to me than him going to the Buffalo Bills.
Here's what I like. I actually think Phillip Rivers, if he wants to be a head coach, I think he will be a good head coach.
Sure.
And I think, I think he can be a head coach who calls offensive plays.
Agreed.
He has done that for a very long time as a quarterback during the game. I think it's a little easier to call plays from the sideline. I think he can do that.
Sure.
I think he understands game management. He is the most vocal person yelling at the refs, telling them what calls they're getting wrong and why they're getting wrong during games. So I think, like, you know, when you're trying to navigate tricky situations, I think he's got that. What you don't know about Phillip Rivers is
that if any of that is true because it's all hypothetical, because we've never seen him coach before.
No, that I think during the game he can be a good head coach. I think it's the 6 days between game days that you don't know who he is. Sure. And I know players like him. I know he's a leader. He's Absolutely. A motivator. But it's like, how are you managing other coaches? How are you structuring your roster? How are you actually preparing your team? And a quarterback should know how to do those things.
Agreed.
He's got to do those things. And I think, yes, doing it as an offensive coordinator for 1 or 2 seasons would be very beneficial for him if that's what he wants to do. But in terms of one of the harder things to do as a head coach, and I don't think every quarterback is equipped to do it.
Sure.
I think Philly Rivers is.
Sure.
But again, you're right. Like, you don't know until he's in the role of coach and he can't go out there. But anyway, it would have been fun.
It would listen. Oh my God! It would give me Hard Knocks Bills once again. Oh, I'm watching every second of it. But oh boy,
it would have been fun.
Yeah, we'll see though if they wind up getting the Jaguars offensive coordinator. You know, if they could wind up picking up Grant. I think
like, with all those Browns coaches that pulled out, they have taken a head coaching gig almost immediately after, right?
That's true, Brock. That's true. I don't know, man. It was the McCarthy. Yeah, it doesn't move me a whole lot. It's not because he's a bad coach. It's just I don't know if he's great for that situation.
It doesn't move the needle at all.
It does not. The needle is like
down,
which is okay. There. Nope, it's still right there.
It's still
like, oh, okay, cool.
It's at 65 miles an hour. That needle.
Yep.
Not going to get a speeding ticket.
The last one.
I'm going to go to jail for speeding, but
yeah, it's fine. You're good.
we're going to 11.
Let's talk about the NFC Championship game.
Yeah, that game was good.
It was good. It was a good game. There were points. It was a good game. Both quarterbacks, man, they let it rip. I mean, Sam Darnold had a phenomenal game. Stafford played well. There's a few things I want to talk about. One, you throw the Sean McVays in there of the world, the Matt LaFleur's in there of the world. Why do you hate special teams? Now the Rams, they decided, hey, let's get rid of our special teams coach, right? They made that move, didn't help. After he muffed the first one, which he was able to corral again and was able to not fumble it, dude. And listen, I feel terrible because as a 35-year-old man, if you put me in pads and throw me in the bright lights of the NFC Championship game, I'm probably tripping over myself and having the ball hit me on the way down, and it's going to be a fumble. I'm just being very realistic about my athletic ability at this point.
As a 41-year-old man, I'm catching that shit every time.
Yes, you are.
Punt returner, grades 3rd grade through 9th grade. I got a lot of experience. And if I could catch that shit when I was 12, I can definitely do it now as a 41-year-old man.
Just like Jarret Stidham's dual threat in high school?
Yeah, but see, like, I don't need the speed.
You just need to call for a fair catch. You just need to be going, Bill.
Yeah.
That's
People say catching punts is hard. It's actually incredibly easy. I feel bad for anybody who can't do it. Specifically you, one Tom Grossi. But continue.
Weren't you the one who told me last year after you were talking all that smack about football and then you played flag football and you couldn't move for like 3 days and you're like, you know what? Maybe you're going to catch a few balls.
that was playing corner.
Got it.
That was backpedaling.
Listen, if you're playing corner, you might be the returner for the Green Bay Packers. So hold on. Yeah, that's brutal. That is a brutal, because that completely changes the game, right? Because the scoring opened up after that.
Yeah.
I think that was in the 3rd quarter. Like you had just like back-to-back touchdowns and both defenses were like, hey, we're throwing our hands up there.
It gave the Seahawks an 11-point lead. Now, you're right. The Rams did answer right back, but they had 11-point lead, and it was too much. It was that play. So these two games were so different, Tom, but they were really, like, you can point to about 3 plays in each game and go, that goes the other way, it's a different outcome. And that means it was a good competitive game. And it was the muff punt, and then it was the 4th down stop for Seattle in the red zone there when the Rams were down by 4. And that's not to say if the Rams score there that Seattle doesn't drive down and take the lead back, right? Like, we don't know. But that 4th down situation, Devin Witherspoon, just great coverage.
Great coverage.
And Stafford can't connect. They take the ball back, basically run out the clock. They gave them like 30 seconds and no timeouts to try 25 seconds. And
and that was my argument, because the Packers were in this situation years ago when they were down by, basically, I think it was 8 points, right? And they decided to elect and kick the field goal, and they give Matt LaFleur a ton of crap over that. But I actually agreed with that, because here, if you kick it, let me put it this way. You have to make a defensive stop regardless of what you do there, right?
Yes.
You could go for it on 4th down, get a touchdown and take the lead. That's fantastic. But there was still 5 minutes left in that game. So you have to play defense, right? If you kick a field goal, you're down by 1. The idea is that if you get the ball back, it's a lot easier to get in a field goal range. And again, right, it's hindsight. Yeah. But it just feels like the risk there, I don't know. That's a tough one. And I don't blame that one for me is not like, oh man, that's why they lost the game. Right. Because it's like you said, there's a couple of plays that make the difference there. You look at that muffed punt and that is the game changer, because literally it's a 7-point swing after that point. But yeah, I'm happy that the Rams at least looked better than they had the last 2 weeks. That was nice to see, because the Rams have been pretty wonky these playoffs. They've been in these really close competitive games. Stafford wasn't like ball. He had that great game-winning throw to Parkinson in the wild card round against the Panthers. But at least they were able to put up points. That's something. It's just, my question is, what do you do with the Rams now? Right? You have coordinators that are going to get some interviews. On top of that, Stafford has an MVP season. He's likely going to win MVP.
Yeah.
And, that's a tough pill to swallow, especially because it's a special teams blunder that is one of the major reasons why you lost that game.
I think the Rams, they need defensive help.
Yes.
They need a more dynamic secondary. Probably corners, right? They've got money in free agency. They got $58 million right now in cap space. So I think they can be more competitive next year, maybe a little more complete of a football team. I'm not worried about the Rams. Stafford, I believe he's going to come back. He played really good all season long. He's probably going to win MVP, like you're saying. And
yeah,
I'm really not worried about them. They've got a good head coach. And the reason they get a pass for going for it on fourth down there is because they've got a coach we all believe in Sean McVay, and they had Stafford. When you have an MVP caliber quarterback and you're going for it on fourth down, you don't think twice about it.
Yeah.
When you've got your backup in there and you can't get 1 yard, that's another part of that equation that Sean's really not thinking about when he went for it with Sean Payton, when he went for it on 4th and 1. The Sean's fucking lost this week too. It's the weekend of the mics.
It's the mics.
It's the mics. The mics dropped. We got mic dropped. But
to your point too, the Rams also have the Falcons pick, so they're picking 13th and they're going to be picking 29th, right? So if they're able to go and get a playmaker on defense, right? Maybe, especially the secondary does need to get looked at. I think that's going to help a lot. It's going to be a what if season, man. That's a tough one.
And there's a good case for free agency right now because the Patriots were the biggest spenders in free agency this last offseason. And I think the Seahawks were the 4th biggest spenders in terms of total contracts they gave out. So it doesn't matter how you build your team. Just get good fucking players on your roster. That's all. That's all.
Easy. Just
you can draft them. You can do it in free agency. And when you got a bad player, get rid of him. Get off the contract. Eat it if you got to.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think the Rams will be fine. I think it's exciting that Sam Darnold's going to the Super Bowl. He played his ass off in this game. He carried the Seahawks offense in this game. He vindicated himself on multiple levels. 2 playoff wins.
A lot of screens.
A guy who had a resurrection in Minnesota, was awesome all season for Minnesota.
Was then buried in the wild card round by the Rams.
Bad games because he was pressured relentlessly.
Yep.
And here he is. The Jets, the Panthers, the Vikings all moved on from him.
Sure. And
so I love that for Darnold. He's played well all season. Jackson Smith in Jigba was unguardable. It was a real, Puka, JSN, and Devontae Adams, they all balled out.
It was a fun game for that, yeah.
And poor Devontae, 5th time losing in the championship game in his career. I think he's the curse. Sorry, LA. I think you got to get rid of him. I think he's the curse. So yeah, I think it's a funny Super Bowl rematch between Seattle and New England because none of the players are still there.
No.
These are completely different teams, completely different situations.
But Tom Brady and Russell Wilson the last time this happened.
It is a rematch.
Yeah. Peter, that's a great point, right? About what do the Steelers need a great QB? Who's a great QB coach? McCarthy? Completely and totally agree. They need to go and draft a quarterback.
Yeah.
That's the issue, right? And are they going to be in a position to do that? That's
a fair question.
That's my
Kirk Cousins going to be their quarterback this year?
Hey, dude, if Aaron Rodgers comes back to play for Big Mike,
yeah,
Steelers fans are going to lose their minds. It might be ugly. It might be. Yeah, dude, the Seahawks, not only, again, they blew out the 49ers, right? Now they beat another division rival in the NFC Championship game. And now they go play the Super Bowl in the 49ers stadium. It is, this has been thank God the 49ers won that wild card game, because if they lost to the Eagles and then this all still transpired, that would have been a tough one. But
Sure.
this is pretty bad too. Pretty bad. And I mean, there's a lot of time left in that game, right? So I think that's why that you don't go for 2 there.
Yeah.
I can understand that logic too, but yeah, there was a lot of time left. And again, they were open. That scoring was opening up in the third quarter. It was just touchdown. And there were quick play drives too. So I am happy for Darnold. You know, I think that's a really cool story for him. Jets fans have to root for Sam Darnold, the guy that they drafted, or the New England Patriots. Have fun.
They're going to root for Sam Darnold. They will.
Sam Darnold. So there you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. I don't know. I mean, I think it's going to be a great game. We'll obviously preview it as we get a little bit closer. But yeah, Rams, I agree with you. Get better on defense, and they should be competitive again. But that division, man, you got the Seahawks again. You know, they're going to be really good. You got the freaking 49ers. You got to think they're not going to have this many injuries. Like, the West is going to probably still be a problem next year too. So,
yeah, it's going to be a tough division. But, like, man, dude, things changed so quickly in the NFL. So quickly. True. Who knows?
Kubiak is probably going to get a job, right? So he's got to get a job somewhere, it's assumed. I don't know.
Yeah, he can't. Bills can't interview him yet.
No, they can. They can talk to him. They just can't hire him because they can.
They can talk to him.
Because that was the thing with Jim Leonard, is that they theoretically could have talked to him.
Oh,
if they wound up winning.
That's how it is.
Yeah, they can actually talk to him here.
I can never remember.
So you're good.
It's just nice to not have to hire coaches in the offseason.
That's fair. I mean, maybe you're going to lose a few coaches though.
They might lose Vance.
Yeah.
To Arizona, but we'll see.
I don't know who that is, but I saw that complaint that was like, oh, it's too loud.
That's a fair complaint. Hey, keep it down up there. We're trying to call play, god damn it. Shut up, Seattle.
That's Perna gets that a lot. He gets comparisons to Percy Harvin.
A young Percy Harvin and Mr. T. A lot of people are like, you're a lot like Mr. T.
Eagles will be interesting. What they do at OC is going to be very, very interesting. Yeah, it's going to be tough. That's going to be interesting.
What's I going to say?
You're talking about Percy Harvin. You're talking about Davis Webb, potentially, Vance Joseph.
Yeah, Davis Webb, Vance Joseph. Yeah, we could replace those guys.
Yeah.
No, something about Rams or Seahawks. Yeah, here we go. Because obviously Tennessee looks really silly for firing Mike Vrabel and then watching him go on to take his new team to the Super Bowl in this first year coaching. But so do the Atlanta Falcons, who had both Mike McDonald and Mike Vrabel in for interviews the year they hired Raheem Morris.
So, wait a minute, Brandon. You mean the Raheem Morris hire probably wasn't the best move for the Atlanta Falcons?
I don't think they fired Raheem Morris when he was coaching his worst football. I think they should have given him some time, is what I still stand behind that. I don't know if Kevin Stefanski's better than Raheem Morris. I'll say that.
We'll see what happens on that offense.
But yes, they did have both of those guys in the building. Now, if you would have asked me, I would have put Vrabel ahead of Raheem Morris. I would have said, I don't know about Mike McDonald because he's a defensive coordinator coming over for Baltimore.
Dude, Ravens, man. I mean, again, I like that hire of Minter. I really do. I think that he's going to potentially do a really good job there in Baltimore. But yeah, another one, man. You're looking at this, and McDonald in 2 seasons is taking Sam Darnold to the freaking Super Bowl, man. And he has made that defense so much better. I know they gave up some points yesterday, but man, that's a good defense.
Did nobody
the PP challenge? Perna needs to have his punt catching abilities tested in at least 20 reps. Every catch missed comes with a punishment. I agree with that. We got to get a punter out here.
Yeah, I'd do that.
We got to get a punter.
I'd do it.
Call Cameron Dicker. He's a friend of the show, right? So we call Dicker and be like, hey, man, get some punting friends. think we got this.
Yeah, we can make that happen.
What is the punishment?
That would be fun.
Get hit in the back of the knees.
The last coaching cycle, did all those teams actually not hire Vrabel, or did he eventually say he was taking the year off?
I think.
Was it all just like Vrabel? Just nobody hired him.
Let me see. I don't remember.
I can't really remember either.
Let's see. Okay, that was a Titans season.
A lot of people are saying McAfee should do the punts.
So he signed a 1-year contract with the Browns. He was their coaching and personnel consultant.
Yeah, but that was after he didn't.
It just says after not landing a coordinator or head coaching job in the offseason.
Yeah,
so maybe it was just.
He didn't fully pull away, but okay.
That's true. But yeah, Vrabel, I mean, dude, I think everybody and their mother knew that he was going to fit like a glove in New England. And
yeah, it makes he waited and smartly for him, or I don't know if he chose to wait, but it worked out for him.
Yeah. That's a good question. JSN or Puka? I mean, dude, Puka has been like phenomenal. JSN, like he had the breakout season last year, and then this year he just went off. I feel like Puka was a little bit more consistent this year, right? Because like there was this trend for like JSN's going to win MVP, right? Or like offensive player of the year. But then there were some performances that weren't like the best.
I think Puka might at this point be a little better than JSN with his overall body of work. I think JSN will continue to be as good as Puka Nacua. But I don't have to worry about JSN going on a live stream or podcast. I just don't have to worry about that with him.
That's fair. That is fair.
I don't have to worry about his brother accidentally borrowing a car and then getting accused of stealing a car and then it getting cleared up eventually at some point.
Adam, it's a good point, man. I mean, Shula, I don't know if that's going to make a huge difference, though, because Jeff Hafley, love him, but man, gave up 25 points in the fourth quarter. Yes, there's a lot of context there and all that stuff, but then he still got hired as the Dolphins head coach. So Shula's name has been floating around there for a bit. So I think he's still going to at least get some interviews. And I mean, let's just be brutally honest. If you're the Cleveland Browns or the Arizona Cardinals, yeah, if Shula says yes, you go, okay, thank you. And then you move on. So
I just want the Broncos to have one JSN or Puka. We need one of those guys. Give me one of them.
Who's more likely to be in the Super Bowl again? Seahawks with their defense and Darnold, or Pats with their cap space and balance? Honestly, like I'd lean Patriots, and the only reason is because the Jets are the Jets. The Dolphins, they're going to be rebuilding. And the Bills, like I still think they're going to be competitive. I just think that the Patriots have the best shot to win their division again, which is going to give them a leg up. They'll at least get one home game in the playoffs.
Yeah, right? The AFC next year is going to be kind of crazy.
It's going to be weird.
Like, are the Bengals going to be good? Are the Chiefs going to be good again? Are the Ravens going to bounce back? On top of, like, can the Bills survive this coaching cycle? There's more question marks, I think, in the AFC going into next season than the NFC overall. But
yeah, it's going to be interesting. I mean, we'll see, man. We still got a game left. Yeah, but the secondary for the Rams has been an issue for a while, right? Like, but if they're able to just go and get some, if you are able to pick at 13, man, who knows? They could package that and move up if they really want to take a big swing. We'll see. Because the Rams heading into this offseason, dude, I was hyping them up. I love the Devontae Adams signing. I thought that was going to be really good. And they made it to the NFC Championship game. It's just, dude, those special teams screwed them again. All again. So they need
a shutdown, a lockdown guy. They resurrected Emmanuel Forbes' career this last year. They've got good safeties. They could use another game wrecker on their defensive line. Their defensive line was so good though for such a long stretch, and they were decent against Seattle. I don't know. It's just they need one or two like real impact players on that defense that are consistently those guys. It's not that their defense is bad. It's just you saw it. Got lit up.
Yeah. What moves do you think the Broncos make this offseason besides losing Vance?
Well, we'll have to figure that out.
You got to get a wide receiver and probably another tight end. I assume, right?
Tight end we won't use.
Yeah.
Another fucking tight end we won't use.
Yeah.
Yeah, they need it. They need a receiver. And I think they need a linebacker. Like Greenlaw has been playing lately, but he missed so much time with injury. Alex Singleton's been a dog for us, but he is getting older. And I think they got to figure out if they're going to sign back Alex Singleton. They keep waiting for Drew Sanders to get healthy. I don't know if that's ever going to happen, but like if they draft a stud linebacker, that will be nice on defense. A real freaking playmaker on offense catching the ball.
Be nice.
And maybe a traditional, like, and they got it. Like, I don't know if J.K. Dobbins is going to be back, so running back could be a thing they need to address. I just don't know.
Andrew, it's a good question. And as the other Andrew just said, who's willing to give up his firstborn, it could be Clint Kubiak. I think Kubiak to Vegas would be an interesting head coach. I think that'd be a great hire for Vegas. I think that'd be a great hire. So, yeah, both Andrews have to fight it out. You know, they want to keep Kubiak, and see if it works out. But we'll see. Best impressions of McCarthy on day one in Pittsburgh. I mean, listen, Mike McCarthy is going to be one happy son of a gun to coach in Pittsburgh. I will say that. And again, I will stand by. I think he is a good coach. I just don't know if he's great for the situation right now. So, but we'll see what they do. Let's see what they do in the draft. Let's see, Will Howard, maybe McCarthy. You're talking about him being a good QB coach. Maybe they can coach him up. I don't know.
Will Howard.
Saw a comment saying Hawks could plug anyone in a QB and they'd be here. I don't know about that. Your defense is really good, but Sam Darnold played his ass off. Like, he played really damn well. Now, I will say, this was the conversation about Geno Smith, right? When Geno Smith, he left and went to the Raiders, my comment was Geno Smith knew the issues that the Seahawks had because their offensive line last year was not good, right? And Geno wasn't fantastic, but their offensive line was not good. But what did they do? The right thing. They go and get Gray Zabel, which I loved that pick from the second that it happened. I know everybody predicted him to go there, but he's had a sensational season. Their offensive line got so much better. And what was the issue with Sam Darnold last year? As Perna just mentioned, those last two games heading into the postseason, whether it was week 18 against the Lions or whether it was that game against the Rams, he was getting destroyed behind that offensive line. And making that significantly better, and the defense took additional steps. Yeah, you got a good team. But yeah, no, Darnold played pretty damn well this year, man. You got to give him some credit. Yeah. There were some games where absolutely he threw some bad picks, he made some mistakes, but he didn't do it in the playoffs. And now he's, one game away from winning the Super Bowl. So
Sam Darnold's been great.
That's it. But someone did mention before, and we didn't talk about it real quick. Tariq Woolen. Man, I don't know.
He almost became the reason.
Yeah.
Seattle lost.
Bolt 100%. Just by getting Slater and Alt back, the Chargers are going to be better next year. Yeah. But dude, I hate the taunting call. I don't like the penalty. The fact that it's 15 yards, it's the same as roughing the passer, I think is just.
It's got to be a 5-yard penalty if they really want to keep doing it.
But.
And in a championship game, and maybe they gave him a warning earlier in the game. I don't know, but I think in that situation, just give him a warning.
Yeah.
But also, it's his third one of the season. So if anybody should know, it's Woolen.
There's a ref right there, man. Just I get it. And I listen, I am of the opinion that if you make a play, talk your crap, man. Talk your crap. You don't want that to happen? Make a different play. You know what I mean? But yeah, can't do that. Can't do that in the championship game. Because then they scored a touchdown on Woolen literally the next play.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Are you blaming Lutz or Payton for the loss? I think it's more Payton than Lutz.
Yeah. I'm not blaming.
You see that snow? You see that wind?
Yeah. Oof. I'm not blaming either of them more. They each had a moment that they didn't deliver.
Yeah.
Like, Sean Payton had to go into a championship game without his starting quarterback. Am I really going to be like, yeah, we lost that because of Sean?
Yes.
Not bigger picture wise. Can I critique a play or two there for Sean? Yes.
I don't even think it's a new set of downs. Agreed. 5-yard penalty. 5-yard penalty. Have a nice day.
Yeah, a new set of downs. That's makes it as bad.
That's John Morrow who's commenting right there. He's just like, no, I can't have it. Hey, Oh, dude, Eamon Warray, dude, he could win Defensive Rookie of the Year. Phenomenal season.
Yeah, he was really good.
So, very, very good. Perna, what do you got coming out today? You got winners and losers?
Winners and losers. We'll be up later today. Got the new worst game ever up last night.
There you go. Yeah. It's tough, man. Now we're on the couch together. We're watching the Patriots and the Seahawks. So, I put out the reaction last night to the NFC Championship game. AFC was already out. And then every NFL fan's reaction to Championship Sunday will be coming out later today. It's going to probably be in the afternoon, early evening. But yeah, we'll be rocking with that.
The nooner.
But folks, we appreciate the hell out of you. We'll see if there's any coaching news that's going to be happening within these next few days. Thank you so much for watching. I'm Tom Grossi. That's Vernon Perna. This is GPS. You have been navigated.
I'm tired.
I'm Tom.
Then you reach your destination.
Where are we?